is a thing of beauty, bordering on mystery, with a radiance that recalls the planet Earth itself, the solar panel. By virtue of its ability to deliver the unlimited blessings of the sun, it has been entrusted with the future of humankind. Salamanca, Spain. Planta Solar de Salamanca is a massive photovoltaic power plant that was completed here in the city of Salamanca, Spain in September 2007. Its approximately 70,000 solar panels yield an installed capacity of 13.8 megawatts, enough to generate some 20 million kilowatt hours each year. This massive next-generation power plant will spur the use of clean energy in the surrounding communities. Bern, Switzerland. The Stade de Suisse Wankdorf soccer stadium in Bern, Switzerland was the site of the UEFA Europe 2008 Championships. With an installed capacity of about 1.35 megawatts, it is also home to one of the world's largest photovoltaic installations for a sports stadium, enabling it to generate more than 1 million kilowatt hours of electricity each year. In 2005, the Stade de Suisse Wankdorf was recognized at the Swiss and European Solar Awards. Tokyo, Japan. The AEON Group stands out among major Japanese retailers for its aggressive efforts to promote environmental conservation and social service at its shopping malls. The installed solar generating capacity at AEON Group stores throughout Japan totals more than 10 megawatts, placing the group among the Japanese companies that have most actively installed solar power systems.
Solar power systems are becoming a more familiar sight as they are installed in a variety of locations worldwide. Why has solar power become so popular? To find the answer, you need look no further than to the planet Earth itself. Beginning with the Industrial Revolution during the 19th century, humankind began to consume vast quantities of energy in the form of fossil fuels such as coal, petroleum and natural gas. This usage led to a rapid increase in the generation of toxic gases and carbon dioxide, a cause of global warming, and set in motion a series of global changes, including acid rain, air pollution, desertification, enlargement of the ozone hole, and rising sea levels. Even as the massive energy consumption of the world's developed nations has become problematic, there exist numerous regions without access to electric power, such as areas in Africa, China and Mongolia. There are approximately 1.4 billion people on the planet forced to live without the benefit of electricity. We must not lose sight of this fact. Humankind, and indeed all life on the planet, faces a number of challenges. About 35 years ago, Kyocera developed one solution, this solar power generation system. The system generates electricity using the limitless energy of sunlight, a resource that is available to all people, regardless of their location on the planet. It neither gives off carbon dioxide nor generates harmful emissions. It is a safe and clean energy system. Kyocera has devoted its resources to the pursuit of this technology's tremendous potential. Kyocera has driven the market as a leading provider of solar power solutions for almost 35 years. Let's take a look at its history. In 1973, the effects of the first oil shock reverberated around the world. The oil embargo led to an outcry around the world for alternatives to petroleum, and many companies launched solar energy businesses. It was in this environment that Japan's Solar Energy Corporation was formed, with Kyocera as the primary investor in 1975. The company's founding marked the beginning of a massive effort to pursue solar power research and development. However, production costs for photovoltaic cells were extremely high at the time, and it would be necessary to lower them by a factor of 100 before the technology could enter into widespread use. When the market had failed to mature by the beginning of the 1980s, many companies abandoned their efforts, and major corporations narrowed the focus of their efforts to research and development. Then, as oil prices began a long decline, the entire world lost interest in solar energy. Thanks to a belief that solar power was destined to contribute to the happiness of individuals and to the development of human society worldwide, Kyocera continued its pursuit of its goals, undaunted despite the difficult climate. In 1982, Kyocera launched the world's first mass production of photovoltaic cells using cast polycrystalline silicon. Although the business remained unprofitable despite the start of mass production, the company began and continued installing village electrification systems in Pakistan, China, and other locations worldwide. Today, the business has grown, but the company continues to install electrification systems in areas without access to electricity, in an initiative that has expanded to achieve worldwide scope, with recent installations in Uganda, Nepal, and Tanzania. By 1987, the development of solar power technologies had begun to pick up speed. Kyocera achieved a conversion efficiency of 15.1%, at the time the world's highest, using a polycrystalline silicon photovoltaic cell that was 10 centimeters square. The company would go on to better its own record time and time again. As awareness of environmental issues grew going into the 21st century, the solar energy business began to take hold. Kyocera combined production efforts from domestic Japanese facilities in Yokkaichi, Yasu and Ise with plants in China, Mexico, the Czech Republic and the United States, moving to implement a 5-region global production strategy. Today, Kyocera taps sales facilities worldwide to supply customers with the energy systems of the future. Let's take a look at Kyocera's world-class technology and production system. Most solar cells are manufactured from polycrystalline silicon by means of a casting process. This method was pioneered in 1986 when Kyocera combined processes ranging from silicon casting to the manufacture of ingots, wafers, cells and modules to create an integrated in-house production system. It is critical for photovoltaic cells to provide a consistent supply of power over extended periods of time. In 2010, Kyocera's photovoltaic modules became the first in the world to be certified after passing a regimen of rigorous long-term sequential testing carried out by Tufu, Rhineland, Japan, one of the world's leading third-party certification organizations in the area of product safety and quality. The rigorous testing included damp heat, thermal cycling, humidity freeze and bypass diode tests. Typically, a different module is used for each test, but in this case, a single Kyocera module was subject to the full brunt of all 4 sequential tests to evaluate its quality. Adding to the rigor of an extended test period of about 1 year, the tests were carried out at up to 4 times the industry standard level of testing. In this way, the Kyocera module surpassed performance expectations under extremely rigorous test conditions. The quality of Kyocera photovoltaic modules are backed up by extensive performance data, both in the lab and in the field, and reliable technology. Kyocera is committed to living up to customers' trust over the long term. Kyocera operates an integrated production system extending from silicon casting to the manufacture of ingots, wafers, cells and modules. Cells produced in Japan are shipped to 5 factories around the world where they are assembled into modules. This approach to the manufacturing process enables Kyocera to deliver a photovoltaic module supply that meets the needs of users worldwide. Let's take a look at some solar power systems installed by Kyocera. These systems can be broadly classified into 2 groups depending on how they supply power. The first group consists of standalone power systems. These systems store power generated by their photovoltaic cells during daylight hours in a bank of batteries for later use as needed. Systems like this light schools so that children can receive the education they need. They provide power to hospitals so that patients can be examined and treated in an appropriate manner, regardless of the time of day. Standalone systems are employed in a range of applications. For example, in regions where supplying power by means of a conventional grid proves difficult. The other type of system is the grid-tied system. Grid-tied systems are connected to the power company's distribution grid, enabling them to sell some or all of the electricity they generate back to the power company as energy. Grid-tied systems are used in settings ranging from small-scale installations, such as single-family homes, to large-scale installations. They are employed in a variety of locations worldwide, including public facilities such as schools, hospitals and parks, as well as industrial and commercial facilities such as manufacturing plants and office buildings. Bringing the blessing of sunlight to the people of the world. It was more than 35 years ago that Kyocera launched its photovoltaic division. Today, the dedication that drove the company to pioneer a novel market has finally borne fruit. Solar power provides a means for all of humankind to get involved in solving the world's environmental challenges. The road to our future is being built on this unlimited potential. Kyocera looks forward to continuing to bring the industry an unflagging sense of purpose and passion as a leading provider of solar power solutions.